ways you can protect your kids, especially again Halloween around the corner. So stay tuned for that tonight at 9 o'clock. Thank you guys so much as always for joining me here on The News Edge early edition at 6 o'clock. I'm Anthony Antoine. Again, I'll be here at 9. But in the meantime, TMZ is next. I'll see you later.
Houston, live and local. We are so glad that you are joining us right now at the 6:30 hour, I guess half hour you could say, until 7:30 here on October 16th. First thing first, we got to get to our weather now. One of the things that we're concerned about, the drought conditions. So we have meteorologist Ramisha Shade tracking all of that.
Yeah, we have a lot of updates with the burn bans, updated drought monitor, cold front on the way. So a lot to get to. So let's dive right in.
All right.
Let's talk about our burn bans. Of course, today, the big update on Harris County was that Harris County was added to the burn ban list, which has been growing day by day. Of course, most recently, we had Washington County, we had Waller County added in the last few days, Fort Bend, Montgomery counties added, and now the big one, Harris County under an official burn ban. So, of course, outdoor burning, not a good idea. And in fact, for most of our counties, it is restricted. So keep that in mind. Of course, those brush fires, wildfires can get started really quickly in this very dry environment. So we certainly don't want to cause any issues with any high fire threat out there. So make sure that you're taking this seriously. If you see a fire, try to report it to an official, and hopefully we'll start to see these conditions improving as we do get more moisture in here and we get more rain with our next cold front. The reason we've been getting these burn bans, well, it's been super dry for the most part. Really, when you go back over the last 6 weeks, we've only had around 1 to a little over 1.5 inches of rain for both of the big airports in Houston. That's below normal. College Station, Huntsville, less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. That's way below normal. Sugar Land, you've had a little over 1.5 inches. Brenham, less than 1 inch. Bay City, less than 1 inch. Galveston, right around 1.08 inches. So Lake City, you were one of the few spots that's picked up a decent amount of rain over the last month and a half, but just about everyone else struggling in the rain department. So we definitely have the potential for a few of these showers and storms to roll into the area for Friday and Saturday, and that will start to help these numbers out a little bit. So we just looked at the rain totals for the last 6 weeks. This is rain for the month of October. So this will be through the first 15 days of October, and barely a drop for Houston out at Bush Airport. Trace of rain, about 2.5 inches behind on our rain totals, close to 2 inches below normal for Palacios and for Galveston for the month of October. So with the very dry conditions, and we've had very dry air in place as well, along with the dry ground for much of the week, and that has caused those fire conditions to remain elevated. No fire weather warning. We didn't have wind quite strong enough for that, but the fire danger has been from the moderate to very high category all day long, and you can see up around Shepherd, Livingston, those are some of the worst conditions. Now, this is a look at tomorrow's fire danger from the Texas Forest Service, and things are improving. The green indicating low fire danger for Houston, the Woodlands, Sugar Land, League City, so improvements there. And even where we have that very high fire danger today, it goes down to moderate up around San Jacinto County for tomorrow. The reason for the improvement, what we see on our radar right here. We've got a little bit of rain out there right now, and I do expect more widespread showers as we go into Friday and Saturday. So in between Friendswood and Hastings, we've got a little bit of shower activity, and maybe we can get some of that to inch its way into Houston. Chances are it probably won't make it in, but at least we have the beginning of that pattern change. Temperatures are still warm out there, still sitting in the 80s for most spots. Notice in Pearland where we've had a little shower roll through, temperatures a little bit cooler in the upper 70s. I wanted to show you this relative humidity graphic showing humidity values really increasing for Friday. The green representing the moisture in the air, and that will go up as the Gulf breeze, that southerly flow, brings in more moisture and a better shot for some clouds and some rain. So moisture increasing. We got a cold front getting closer for tomorrow and Saturday. This is the Friday outlook, and notice there's even going to be a chance for some severe storms across parts of the Central Plains from Kansas City to OKC. Maybe some damaging wind, maybe a brief tornado there. Not expecting that craziness here, but our Fox weather model showing a few showers and storms rolling into the Woodlands, Aldine, Houston tomorrow afternoon. A break tomorrow night, but Saturday we'll crank it up again with more downpours and maybe even a few strong storms up around San Jacinto, Polk, and Liberty counties. So we can't rule out severe weather here Saturday. The chance is low, and if we get anything, it will probably clip our northeastern spots like Livingston, maybe up towards Huntsville and down around Liberty. Cold front will drop in Sunday morning. Few showers may linger early Sunday, but then we should start to dry out if you do have any Sunday afternoon and evening outdoor plans. This model not being very optimistic about heavy rain or big rain totals, 1/4 of an inch or less for most spots. But of course, if we do get those strong storms bubbling up over the area, they could quickly dump a brief 1 to 2 inches of rain in isolated spots. So we'll say most of you likely getting less than a 1/2 inch of rain, but there could be some isolated 1 to 2 inch totals. So we're looking good here. Our extended outlook showing not one, but maybe 2 chances for some fronts. One this weekend and then another by the middle of the week. So notice the temps kind of up and down. We're back up to around 90 degrees on Saturday. We go back down a little bit, 88 Sunday, Monday. Overnight lows get cooler, close to 60 Monday morning. We're back up to 90 on Tuesday, and then we get a few showers and another drop in temps for Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm just happy to see that finally we're starting to see a little bit of variety on this extended forecast, a little change, Rashi. It had been so stagnant for a while. It's just more of the same. You know, I'm enjoying the quiet weather. Makes my job a little easier to not have severe weather all the time. But, you know, we needed some change. We have the drought conditions getting worse. We need more rain, and some cooler temperatures wouldn't hurt.
Yes, definitely. All right, Ramisha, thank you. Now, there's some illegal dumping going on in the 5th Ward, and there's a community meeting that's being held right now. So let's listen in.
This is about 5th Ward. It's about illegal dumping. This is about support. And I wanted to make sure that that go on record as well, too, in supporting it. At this time, I want to bring up Officer Miles at this time really, really quick. Guys, we got some exciting things because we're going to start talking about the lunching part of it and how these things will be effective. We know we got some questions out there. Those questions will get answered. So it's going to be really, really brief. Thank you.
Thank you, PJ. Hello, everybody. Please don't hit me with the one. God bless all of you. Truthfully, it actually makes my heart very warm to see the amount of bodies that are in this room. I don't think I've ever been in a meeting where the topic of illegal dumping has gathered so many citizens. The Constable's Office really allowed HPD to have more flexibility to work on more violent crime things, as well as work with them on solving environmental crimes. Our DRT unit that's at the Northeast Station under the guidance of Captain French, we've really been focusing on illegal clubs as well as encampments, and it's just a wide broad of things that even today we're faced with just encampments everywhere. Illegal dumping is bad, and really we need a solution. Lately, we've been holding the vacant property owners responsible for cleaning up these areas. You have no idea that people that own vacant lots in these type areas, they don't even live here. They live in Sugar Land, Rosenberg, Friendswood. We've driven out to Friendswood several times just to ticket people that own properties here. We were on Jensen today, and the guy owned about 7 or 8 properties, and there's encampments on it and illegal dumping. So there's work to be done. I like the idea of citizens getting involved to do their part because we really need help. Until we can play catch up with manpower, Solid Waste has gained new trucks to pick up stuff. The Constable's Office with cameras is very exciting to me, even in year 30, okay? just keep doing what y'all doing. Keep reporting, because we really need the help. Give us as much information as possible. Okay, cool? All right.
Yes, thank you so much. He didn't get the one. Yeah, but he got the two. All right. At this time, I want to bring up solid waste, guys, so we can get to these things. And then just hold your questions. Like I say, we going to get to it. And I want everyone to be comfortable when you get your questions. We're going to ask the questions today, and we're going to get them recorded, and we're going to do some resolutions. We're going to resolve some things. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Veronica. And again, you notice everyone that I have at the meetings, we have at the meetings, I can prove that they work. They really work. I'm just going to be honest with you. They work. So it's not nobody that these are people that I've worked with personally, I can truly say. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it over to this young lady here. She came in looking like a high school student today, but you got it.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.
All right, we are listening into a community meeting happening over in the 5th Ward talking about illegal dumping and how the community is just really fed up with it and the steps they're going to do moving forward. Now, we want to talk about the co-owner of the Turkey Leg Hut, the former co-owner. So apparently she's making headlines again because she's been arrested and charged with allegedly helping hide a wanted man. And the man is actually her current boyfriend. Well, Fox 26's Leslie Delasport talked to us on Fox 26 News at 5, and here's what she had to say.
That's right. Nakia Holmes is charged for allegedly letting her boyfriend stay with her while he was wanted for allegedly beating his ex. Court records say Holmes let Jonathan Saison stay at her home in Cyprus while there was a warrant out for his arrest. Investigators say he beat his ex with a tire iron and kidnapped her at her home earlier this month. According to court records, after officers saw Saison at Holmes' home in Cyprus, they questioned her during a traffic stop, and she denied knowing him and told them he was not at her home. Later, court records say during the traffic stop, a different set of officers who were at Holmes' home told her that Saison was seen jumping her fence, and then her story allegedly changed. Now, the district attorney's office tells us that Holmes' bond is currently set at $10,000. Back to you.
So, Leslie, what more do we know about why exactly Jonathan Saison was wanted in the first place?
Yeah, so court records claim that Saison went to his ex's home to pick up some shoes, and then when she let him in, he forced her into a vehicle, hitting her with the fist and tire iron repeatedly. Now, court records also say that she was held against her will for 6 hours, and court records also say that Saison dropped his ex off at the hospital after she told him that she would not press charges. Now, coming up tomorrow, both Saison and Holmes will make their appearance in court. Reporting live from the Harris County Criminal Courthouse, Leslie Delasport, Fox 26 News.
All right, Leslie, thanks for that live update. And we do have a special section called The Rise and Fall of the Turkey Leg Hut over on Fox Local. It documents how the restaurant went from being a tourist destination to shutting down last year. Fox Local is free for your smart TV and your phone.
All right, over in Southwest Houston, we know a pregnant woman and 2 other people in the hospital tonight after possibly being shot. Well, Fox 26's Jillian Hartman has the latest from the Houston Police Department.
A traffic stop turned into a shootout, and now 3 people are in the hospital, including a pregnant woman. Here's what we know so far. Houston police say that 2 officers were doing a traffic stop when they heard gunshots nearby and saw a man shooting at a group of people in a homeless encampment. This happened around 2 a.m. Thursday in an alleyway near Harwin Drive in the Southwest Freeway. We spoke with the driver in that traffic stop, and he said the shooting unfolded right in front of him.
As they gave me the warning, they went back. He's like, I'm not going to give you a ticket. Then we just hear, bop, 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 bop. And I just dug down, and then the cop just pulled it out, started flaming everybody.
Police say the officer shot at the man 5 times to stop him. 3 people were hurt and taken to the hospital. We know a 28-year-old pregnant woman was shot in the lower back and leg. A 35-year-old man was shot in the ankle, and a 57-year-old man was shot in the leg. And right now, it's unclear if those victims were shot by police or the gunman. Now, I'm told one of them is in critical condition, and the other 2 are expected to be okay. And police tell us they do have a potential suspect in custody.
Jillian Hartman reporting there for us. Well, a new report is out of the U of H Hobby School, and it shines a spotlight on the special election for Congressional District 18. So our Greg Rugen and political analyst Mark Jones talked about this on Houston Live and Local.
So we know the University of Houston Hobby School of Public Affairs just released data showing where some voters in CD18 stand as we are, just 2 weeks away from Election Day. Your thoughts, surprises? I'll wait, because I thought I'm not surprised to see those top three, but I didn't know if maybe the order would be a little different. What are y'all thinking looking at the numbers?
Well, so looking at the numbers, we see that you have two front runners. They're in a top tier by themselves. Christian Menifee, who has a 4-point advantage over Amanda Edwards. And then in the second tier down, you have Jolanda Jones. I don't think we would want to count her out of a runoff. Remember, and this is clear, what's clear from the poll is this is going to a February runoff. But when you look at the poll numbers, Jones is clearly lagging behind both Menifee and Edwards, but she isn't so far out that it's inconceivable that she could catch one of them and get into the runoff. What's also clear is that there is no other candidate with any hope whatsoever. A lot of the earlier polls, including one we did, only included one Republican, and so a lot of the Republicans all latched on to Carmen Montiel as the candidate. But in this poll, they had the option of choosing among all of the Republican candidates. There are 5 altogether, and Montiel's support dropped down to 6%. And what we see is that more than 2/3 of likely voters, and these are people who are really committed to voting, don't know who Carmen Montiel is, nor Isaiah Martin, nor George Foreman IV. The 3 top candidates, and if there's anybody who's going to get into runoff, it's going to be Menifee, Edwards, and with Jones right now on the outside looking in.
That top 3, did that surprise you, or was that pretty expected, you feel like?
Well, the top 3 didn't surprise me. The gap between Menifee and Edwards on one hand and Jones on the other was a little larger than we'd seen in previous polls, and so it was something of a surprise. But I think suggests the fact that Jones has raised less money and spent less money than both Menifee and Edwards, and that's probably cost her. It probably didn't help her also that she had to spend so much time in these special sessions, or essentially leaving out in the quorum break outside of the state instead of here in Texas campaigning.
Obviously, Greg, we know you've spent years covering all of these individuals. What are you thinking looking at these numbers?
So I want to say this. As soon as Mark's numbers came out, I contacted some folks who've been working with Jones, and they say they've got their own polling that shows that Jones is ahead.
Ahead of Edwards and Menifee.
Yes,
okay.
Leading this race altogether. So, and they seem pretty confident. Of course, you've got to express confidence at this stage of the game. Okay. Jones has been a lightning rod of controversy, but she has been in that district. Her House district is within 18, so she has some organic support. One thing she did not get, I don't think she got the endorsement of the LGBTQ caucus, even though she's of that community. That went to Christian Menifee, I believe. The other thing is Menifee and Amanda Edwards have been up on television. Menifee has a significant buy going on right now, and it may be a resource battle. This is a district which could provide some surprises. But it will depend on what happens in the next few weeks. Really, it really is the get out the vote, getting your people out there kind of thing at an organic level. You agree?
Yeah, no, special elections are always tough to poll on, because when you're polling on a special election, you're trying to predict turnout among a population that we haven't had a special election in CD18, so we don't know exactly who's going to turn out. It's not like a primary where we know who generally turns out in primaries, or a general election. What we did find in the survey, though, is that the thing that is the real Achilles heel for Jolanda Jones is her really considerable unpopularity among white voters. Roughly about 35 to 40% of the voters in the special election are white, and Jones gets almost no support from them. If it's limited to black voters, she actually is head-to-head with Menifee and Edwards. She does almost as well, but it's the gap is explained by her inability to win support among white voters. I think for Jones, the key to her essentially narrowing that gap and leapfrogging either Edwards or Menifee is turning out black voters in a larger number, and particularly black voters without a college education, more working class black voters, because they do support Jolanda Jones more than Menifee and Edwards. But the other demographics are working in Menifee and Edwards' favor. And as Greg mentioned, Menifee and Edwards also have more campaign dollars, meaning that if there are undecided voters out there, they're able to reach them better than Jones. And then when it comes to mobilizing people to the polls, they also should have an advantage over the state representative.
Was it surprising to see Menifee ahead of Edwards? I mean, obviously we know both of them popular in their own right. Obviously, though, we know Amanda Edwards has run several times in the past. She was very close this last time, from my understanding. And then the time before that, she wasn't that far behind Sheila Jackson-Lee. So to see her behind Christian Menifee now, especially from what I hear, obviously me still being fairly new to Houston, I know this district specifically is about name recognition, from my understanding, right? So you would think she would be ahead, I would assume.
Well, I mean, Greg.
Yeah, you know, Menifee has won countywide as county attorney twice. Now, he just narrowly won in his latest reelection bid. And so his name ID has grown. He has often been affiliated with powerful Commissioner Precinct 1 and former state Senator Rodney Ellis, who has supported him in the past. And one would assume that his political organization also is behind Christian Menifee as well. He and I had a discussion after a panel, and he says, you know, why do you suggest I'm operated by Rodney Ellis? And I said, well, he supported you from the very beginning, and if you disagree with that, please come on, what's your point, and talk to the folks, the viewers, and dispel any myth that you say we're propagating. Menifee, his ads right now are really quite good, showing him as a family man, as somebody who will fight. They've got spirit, and they're very cocky, talking about how he has beaten the Texas Attorney General and gone to war for the folks of Harris County, and will do the same thing in Congress. I think the term is take them to school. You know, and so, look, people aren't paying attention, a good chunk of those voters, until these last few weeks. And those who are up on the air may have something of an advantage.
Yeah, I agree. And where Menifee also has just strong institutional support. If we look at sort of who's endorsing him, which isn't, I don't think endorsements make a tremendous amount of effect or have a tremendous amount of effect, but in these low turnout races, they can, and pretty much all of the Democrats you can think of, whether it's Lena Hidalgo, Rodney Ellis, or now more recently Jasmine Crockett, who is very popular among Democratic primary voters, those endorsements help him.
Yeah, that is what I was specifically hearing. I know we're going to wrap up in a second, and especially because I was thinking specifically Amanda Edwards will be leading the pack, but I'm hearing from some voters, especially younger voters, they're looking for someone who's a bit more, in a sense, vocal, and more of a, I guess the term I've heard is like a shark, in a sense, like Jasmine Crockett, where she's very direct. She can go down low with you a little bit. And it seems like, to me, people are feeling like Christian Menifee would do that before Amanda Edwards. Is that fair to say?
Well, he's portraying himself as a fighter, and he certainly has the record of litigating against the state on numerous levels, you know, whether it be guaranteed basic income, whether it be voting rights. He's not afraid to go up and file legislation or litigation that pushes back against Republican leadership. And so I think he's legit in saying he's gone to battle for those issues that are very important to those young voters that you were just referring to.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean, I think Menifee definitely, what Democratic primary voters want to see right now, and Democratic primary voters are the people who will dominate the special election. It's the same people who will turn out in March, turn out now. They want to see someone fighting back against Greg Abbott and being against President Trump, and Menifee's doing a good job portraying himself as that person. I think Edwards and Jones also have the ability to do so, and to the extent to which Edwards has more money than Jones, she may be able to portray that fight to a greater extent and get voters to be aware of it in a way that Jones might not be able to, simply due to a lack of campaign dollars.
Real quickly, Jolanda Jones is extremely articulate, and we saw those skills during the redistricting battle, a battle that Democrats ultimately lost, but she was a very vocal, articulate, impassioned spokesperson. Yeah. And so I think she got a lot of exposure on social media. I know when I posted her stuff, there were lots of hits.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, and we'll be right back. right. Did you know that there's a Mediterranean festival coming up? Pretty cool. And we're getting all kinds of information about it. It's coming this upcoming weekend. Ramisha Shea told us the weather's supposed to be good. So this will be a great time for you to go out and enjoy some food and fun. Well, DeLon and Sally were able to talk to somebody with the event to talk more about what it's all about.
Celebrate your culture and bring people here bring people obviously to you to celebrate it.
It's the best. We're so excited this year. It's 2 days. Last year, for the past 2 years, we've only had it 1 day, so this year it's going to be 2 days.
Nice.
The 24th and the 25th, Friday and Saturday. We've bigger and better.
I love that.
It's going to be awesome.
Tell us about your church and how this all came about.
Thank God, this is a festival that went away for a while. For about 20 years it went away, and thank God Rana asked and got a group together of young people and from all the community, and about 3 years ago we restarted it. One of the best things about the festival is our Orthodox Christian faith is really growing, and so many new people are coming to the church, and it's hard for people to get to know each other, and the festival just brings everybody together.
And we're talking about St. George Orthodox Christian Church?
Correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a blessing.
So what do we have in front of us today?
So here we've got a falafel patty, which is a vegan chickpea concoction, and then we've got all the toppings with it.
You want us to make one?
Yes, please. That would be wonderful.
All right, here we go. So we just start with this?
Yeah, so you're going to take about 3 pieces and kind of smash them down a little bit.
I'm going to smash them?
Yeah, you want to smash
them?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
so you're going to smash them down just a little bit, just like, you know.
Make them a little bit flatter.
Yeah, make them a little flatter.
All right.
You're going to top them with a spoonful of tomato.
Nice.
And then a couple.
I love tomatoes, so can we do lots?
Yes, as much as you want. This is all for you.
Spill them on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a couple pickles. Usually we go like 3 or 4, but you know, depends on your liking. I'm a pickle
fan. At least 4. Well, maybe we'll do 5 for goodwill.
There
well,
you go.
6 came out, so there we go. It's going to be pickle heavy, and then we'll do a little sauce.
You're going to take that sauce and just drizzle it right on top. And I'm a sauce girl, so
What sauce is that?
so that's tahini sauce.
Okay.
So it's a tahini paste mixed with, you drown it out with a little bit of water.
And then you roll it all up?
Yes, and then you just roll it all up.
So do I flip it first, or do I start here?
So I would start there. I would do a little flip and then
a big one.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can find food just like this at the
Oh yeah, this and way more. So we've got falafel, we've got chicken shawarma, kebab.
And there's one already made if you want to try it.
Oh, so these hold together a little bit better than mine. Do you want to try one?
Yes,
it's a little more appetizing.
And Melissa, you did a great job. You probably don't know, but we're recruiting volunteers.
Oh, nice. Well,
we'll sign you up.
I can't let it just all fall apart. I have to put it back together.
Perfect.
There you go.
Okay, so tell us again, when, where, how we get tickets.
October 24th and 25th at St. George Orthodox Christian Church, 5311 Mercer Street. We'll be there all day, Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And it's a $5 entry, and everyone come on by. It's going to be so fun. We've got stuff for the littles. We've got stuff for the adults. We've got it all.
This is what I have to say about my falafel.
It's so good.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we've been talking about things happening on trails. It's been getting pretty scary for women, especially to be running out on the trails. We're talking about specifically now Buffalo Bayou, the trail there. Apparently, a Houston woman said she had a scary encounter on the trail. It was all caught on camera. And Fox 26's Angie Rodriguez joining us live from the trail. So, Angie, what happened?
Yeah, so on Sunday afternoon, Jenny Delaney was walking here at Buffalo Bayou Trail when she saw a naked man. This was all, like you said, caught on camera. We can go ahead and show you some of that video. You'll see Jenny just casually taking a stroll near the intersection of Shepherd and Memorial. Then on the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see that man peering out of the trees. Now, of course, Jenny was completely stunned. She grabbed her drone and ran to safety.
I was just on a run. I had planned out my route for 9 miles, and I got under the bridge at the intersection of Allen Parkway, Memorial, and Shepherd, and I saw a naked man, basically, but he also saw me, and so I was shocked and immediately turned around and ran as fast as I could up the hill because I knew exactly where I was and how to get away.
Oh my goodness. You know, she reminds me her daughter actually started Safely, which is something that she might have told you about, where it's pepper spray, and you saw that on her hand there. What did she tell you in regards to filing a police report?
So unfortunately, this isn't the first time that she's seen something like this. This is actually the third time she's encountered a naked man while on Houston's trails. And she did let us know about that pepper spray combination little thing that she had in that video. She also told us that she didn't file a report with HPD, but that's just because she has things like Safely, and she also walks along with other people. She has a lot of precautions that she usually takes that can help avoid incidents like these.
I did not make the report due to I know that we have a lot of people in our city that need our help, and I just felt like this, I didn't know if this guy just had gotten lost and maybe he was turned around. I didn't feel as, I guess I did feel scared, but I didn't feel like I needed to call the police. And I will not run by myself at dawn or dusk anymore. I'll go to where there's, I'll go to Memorial Park. I'll meet friends or a group, but I would not run downtown by myself.
To see if they can confirm any of these sightings of this naked man along Buffalo Bayou, any of the trails here. We'll keep you updated on Fox Local. Angie Rodriguez, Fox 26 News.
Thank you for that report. It really is such a scary situation, even when you are taking so many precautions. Thank you, Angie. All right, and now we are going to go to Randy Wallace. So apparently a Houston woman says almost $5 grand was stolen from her Wells Fargo account just hours after she posted a big check and the bank won't return the money. So here's Randy Wallace with that report.
September the 15th, you went to Wells Fargo Bank and you did what? You deposited a $10,000 check. That's a check you got from your ex-husband's life insurance.
Correct.
9 hours later, you get a phone or you get a text.
I get a text
telling you what?
That do I recognize this $4,600 transaction? And I jumped up out of bed and I ran and got my phone and I immediately called the customer service and
the number that you have in your phone for the bank.
For the bank, and I called and I told her it was money taken out of my account, and that was not me.
You were told they were going to close the account.
They told me they're going to freeze my card. I can no longer use my card, and they're going to freeze my account.
The next morning, you realized that amount of money, that more than $4,000 was taken from your savings account, put into your checking account. Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
And somebody took the money.
Yeah, somebody took my money.
And Wells Fargo is basically saying what? That you did it.
Yeah. pretty much.
A spokesperson for Wells Fargo tells us the bank is continuing to investigate. Randy Wallace, Fox 26 News.
Okay, a Halloween scare you would not believe happening over in Santa Fe. I'm going to read this because I want to get it right. They're investigating reports police are of sewing pins found inside sealed candy handed out during the city's homecoming parade. So now we have Sherman DeSalle here to talk about what's going on. Obviously, these pins kind of, I guess you could put them through it.
Well, yeah, they're sewing pins. They're about this big. Show some video right now while we talk about this, because this is the type of pin that was found in that candy. So that's from the Parton neighborhood, the Parton family residence. They had just left the parade, the homecoming parade, on Wednesday. Got home 20 minutes later. The 18-year-old grabbed the candy, and the family say that they usually check the candy because they have younger kids. But the 18-year-old happened to grab the candy and found that. And they called the police, told them what they found. The police called them back and said that other houses, at least 2 other houses, said that they found this, something similar to that along the route. And we spoke with Jeremy and Brittany earlier today. Here's some of what they said.
It wasn't just something that just stuck in there. They hid it under the flap of the plastic.
I almost started crying. This is my kid. How could anybody do that to kids? This is an innocent thing. Why would anybody so evil do that?
So as of now, Santa Fe, they say they're investigating, but no arrests have been made. And I mean, we're talking about a smaller community, so a homecoming parade is like a big deal there.
Right.
They look forward to things like that. Halloween's coming up, so that's another concern for them. But the police urge anybody in that area, if they know anything or if they see something like that in their stash of candy that they may happen to still have, to call them. But like your franchise, parent to parent, listen.
No, we don't do that franchise anymore.
But yours is still yours.
Yes.
Parent to parent,
right, bring it old school.
Like, that's messed up, man.
No, oh, you talking me parent to parent?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the whole franchise. But no. So that is so messed up, and it feels like you have to just err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Is that what you say? Err on the side of caution?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you got that right.
Yeah. So just everything that you get, I really like it when they have things that are not something you eat, like a little coloring book or something like that.
Yeah, something that's
You never know, and it could possibly be not just the person who's handing it out, but like it could have been tainted.
Someone
right?
who grabbed it,
yes,
put it in there afterwards, threw it back on the ground, something like that.
This is obviously really sad.
Yeah.
Turning to something maybe a little bit lighter. One of our neighbors gave out seaweed.
They gave out seaweed?
Yeah, apparently they have
for Halloween?
Yeah, like it's in bulk in Costco, you can buy seaweed.
Does she not know the term trick or treat?
I don't know, but it was seaweed and it was like bags of.
If I was a child.
Yeah, days passed.
And a neighbor gave me seaweed for Halloween, it's going down.
I know.
That's what trick or treat means.
But you know what? Maybe to some people who have not celebrated it, like maybe foreign to a Halloween might be foreign, so they're just they kind of set out a picnic table with things.
Turn it on to camera 4. If you live in a neighborhood and you know that there are children who are celebrating Halloween, don't give them no seaweed. Turn your porch light off and go about your business.
You don't need to be handing out no seaweed. They weren't even there because my face would have been like, but they had a whole table full of stuff. I know. It's crazy. Yeah. So. All
right. But yeah, on a more serious note, that's pretty dangerous. Police just tell people to just watch what your children are eating, especially you go to like trick or treat or something like that. Check the candy.
Well, that's why my parents used to take me to the mall.
Okay, yeah. My folks used to take me to the mall too.
Yeah, it was lame. But
we're revealing a lot of things
in front of
today.
The limited trick or treat, buy one get one half off. It's not what you want. Anyway, all right, Sherman, thank you. We'll be right back. right, Houston Mayor John Whitmire and Houston firefighters, they're honoring firefighters who lend a hand in the floods that happened in Central Texas on July 4th. Here's more on that special ceremony that was held today.
It is so comforting to know that we have a chief that is a man of faith, because we need our faith this morning. Thank you to Councilmember Willie Davis, who is a pastor. Thank you for being here, Pastor Davis. Joaquin Martinez, thank you for your leadership. And Peck Twala Carter. The respect that they are demonstrating is significant, because you see, we've used this legacy room for very diverse events. Kind of brings us together. It recognizes by its name legacy those that have gone before us, and also gives us an opportunity to bring our community together. I can't think of a more special event than we're having this morning, because since the tragedy, in talking to a number of the families, certainly Jenny and Doug, Ellen, thanks. Gwen, thanks for being here. How do I, as a mayor, properly express the unity that the tragedy exhibited by bringing us together? This is a very diverse city. I travel it regularly, but your loss and this tragedy brought Houston together. So I had a huge responsibility when I talked to Jenny, and she said it would be such an opportunity for the families to come together and thank these first responders. You know, God does not allow us to choose when we lose a loved one, our loved ones, our friends. But he allows us to come together to support one another and exhibit our love for our loved ones. So today is special. We've used this. We needed this. In the turmoil of today's world, we need to come together to share our loss and also know the sun rose this morning, and that we are going to support each other. I stand ready, and the city stands ready to do anything we can to assist your families going forward. And it starts today by recognizing your heroes. And so everyone knows how I feel about Houston Fire and our police and our city employees. I consider, you know, those that pick up debris after a storm, we're all in this together. They're first responders. But for you, Jenny, to talk to me, and Doug was on the phone, and tell me how when your heart was on fire that weekend, I believe it was a Sunday afternoon I spoke to you, it would be such a moment of healing to recognize these first responders who went beyond their call of duty. So, ladies, gentlemen, the city thanks you, all 2.3 million of us. Thank you for your compassion, your love of our fellow citizens, and as the chief and Marty's mentioned, in their greatest time of need. So let's share our love for one another this morning. Our purpose in life is to help others leave this world a better place than the one we found it. And Ellen, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. For someone that has to do a lot of public speaking, and I started back as a high school student, this is probably going to be the toughest thing you ever have to do in your life. But you were beaming, that personality and intellect when I got here. So I'm going to yield my time to you and your family and just say this is where we need to be today. And thank you, Jenny and Doug, for being the face of the families that I've been in contact with, but let's go forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Whitmire. At this time, Mayor Whitmire, Marty, and I will call each of the volunteers to stage to receive the recognition. When we call your name, please enter from the ramp to receive your certificate and process to the other side of the stage after a quick photo op. Houston Fire Department presents the Certificate of Excellence on this date, the 16th day of October, 2026, to firefighter Jennifer Garza for her dedication and service to the families and victims of the massive Central Texas floods in July of 2025. Signed, Mayor John Whitmire. Now we have firefighter Tyler Graff also receiving the Certificate of Excellence for his dedication and service to the families and victims of the massive Central floods in July of 2025. Certificate of Excellence on this day, the 16th day of October, 2025, to Engineer Operator Sarah Carabias. Certificate of Excellence on this day, the 16th day of October, 2025, to Engineer Operator Reuben Johnson. Certificate of Excellence on this day, 16th day of October, 2025, to Captain Alexander Odeski. Certificate of Excellence on this day, the 16th day of October, 2025, to Captain Michael White.
All right, that's very cool there, and congratulations to everyone. Now, the Wings Over Houston Air Show hits Ellington Airport this weekend, so will the government shutdown actually have an impact on this big event? Our Tan Rafford has been checking it in and went to DeLon Dillard during his hour of Houston Live and Local, and they talked about it.
but there will be a slight difference this year. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds has canceled, so they've pulled out.
Really?
The show is still going to go on, like we said. They are offering tickets next year, general admission for those who are not able to see the Thunderbirds this year. So if you have a ticket and you were going to see the Thunderbirds, you can go again next year at no cost, because it's a general admission ticket, and they are going to be there next year, hopefully, you know, to cover for not being able to be seen this year. So here's some visuals of what you can expect if you want to go this weekend, or if you haven't been. You know, it's a lot of different aircrafts there. The air show will continue, like we said, with civilian performers and vintage warbirds. So unfortunately, the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds will not be able to perform this year.
And they are very popular.
Yes, they are very popular. You know, this is a popular event. I think it's been going on for about 40 years, I would say, and it's for all ages. Ticket prices are $62.90 on Saturday and $60.76 on Sunday for ages 15 and up. So if you're 14 and under, it's free as long as you go with an adult.
All right. Well, we appreciate you watching Houston Live and Local. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, be sure to join us for Fox 26 News at 9 and also the News Edge at 10 o'clock. And we're always on at fox26houston.com. And also, if you haven't done so already, if you have, thank you so much. Fox Local is free on your smart TV and also your phone. You can get a lot of great content there, including Houston Live and Local. We'll see you next time.